Hey everyone, welcome back to the AddMeGamers channel, and this is Dan, and I'm going to be doing another commentary for StarCraft 2, and today we're going to be having Game 1 between WhiteRa on the bottom left as the red Protoss player versus MillStephano. I'm going to be calling him Stefano as the blue Zerg player on the top right. This is Metropolis or some map like that, I can't really pronounce it. I thought it was called Metropolis, but it's called Metropolis or something like that. So we are in Metropolis, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be called. And this is pretty large map itself. It does really give, as the usual, secondary base, and unfortunately the second base down has 2 entries, so we do have some destructible debris to try to prevent. So we should most probably see a wall off from the Nexus towards the ramp itself, or maybe, yes, a wall off this way towards the destructible rock. So unfortunately, 2 base entrances does make it strategically advantageous for both players in terms of who decides to attack first. So this is in regards to the map itself. So far, I've actually been requested to do a replay on, or actually a commentary on the WhiteRa. So this is what I'm doing. In case you guys have any commentaries you'd like me to do in terms of some player, so do just let me know, and I shall get that done as well. So far, what's happening? We do have, of course, both players, Stefano sending down his Overlord to be able to scout out exactly on what WhiteRa is doing, and we do have the second hatchery. That actual probe itself did manage to just come that second late. It did manage to actually block off that hatchery by Stefano, so Stefano really breathing with a sigh of relief as he's able to actually get that hatchery down without any nuisance from WhiteRa. We do have that spawning pool as well being placed. Where's that spawning pool though? Here's the spawning pool, so we should have those Zerglings. We do have the Queen as well coming online. Zerglings not yet. We do have, of course, the first Zealot as well. So we should preferably, I don't even know if he's not really going for the Zerglings initially at all. Overlord, of course, moving down to scout out that the secondary base is actually happening. So Stefano as well knows that he should really take a really sign of relief, or a little bit of fresh air, that WhiteRa isn't really going in for a push. So so far so good for both players themselves. Is he going to place another building here? He is actually waiting. He is placing that pylon down, so we should see maybe something else being placed down here. I'm not sure, or he might actually narrow it down here. It really depends on how WhiteRa decides to block this off. Obviously he's moving down. He is going to be scouting that there are destructible debris from the bottom side of the map itself. Zealots being pushed back by, the Zerglings being pushed back by the Zealot itself, and just missing the probe itself. The probe is actually moving up, scouting that Stefano has a third base. So Stefano knows, WhiteRa knows that Stefano has that third base itself. So Overlord still continuing to move down. I did presume he might put it somewhere here just to be sure in case there are any airdrops. This is usually a good place to put a couple of Overlords, at least 2 or 3, just to keep the whole area scouted out. So really depends on what's going to be happening now. The second Nexus is going to be just about complete, and the third Nexus coming online as well. So WhiteRa deciding to go for that third Nexus as well, since he knows that Stefano is. So we do have those 3 Nexi. Sorry, 2 Nexus. Second Nexus coming online, there was no third. And the Forge Fast Expand, of course, that's sort of semi-blocking off the wall. He needs that just little passageway to be able to move his units down from the Nexus itself. Though that Zealot itself is not going to really do much, since those Zerglings are pretty much quicker than the Zealot itself, so they should be able to do a little bit of damage in terms of the probes being pulled off the line just for a split second to go for those Zerglings. Zerglings deciding that Stefano knows that he's going to pull off the probes off the line in case he really needs to. So really depends on how he decides to play it. A few more pot shots, 1 drone drops in terms of WhiteRa. WhiteRa losing that 1 probe, still not enough units to be able to deal with this, and really having no units at all in terms of dealing with this small little harass. He's not really producing anything. We do have a second Zealot coming online, not even being chrono boosted, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Those Zealots, probes being pulled off the line to take care of the Zealots. Both the Zerglings drop off the line, and of course the Zealot moves back to make the complete wall off, as we just do have that narrow pathway through the actual wall off by WhiteRa. We do have that Cybernetics core coming online as well, so we should see that Warp Gate research. And so far we do have another gateway and 2 more gateways coming online, so this is first and that second gateway, so we do have a 3 gateway so far built by WhiteRa itself. And he is actually upgrading to a lair taking down destructible debris as he wants to make sure that the Crete is spread out thoroughly and has access to all the bases as quickly as possible, since the Zergling needs to have that done. We do have the weapons level 1 coming online as well, and the metabolic boost coming down for Stephano as well. We do have 3 more gateways as well, so this is it. WhiteRa really going down. We should presume that WhiteRa is going to be pushing out pretty soon, as those gateways are really a strong indicator that he's coming in for the push. And we do have the weapons level 1 as well, that warp gate research and that sentry. So WhiteRa should be coming out, I do believe, in the 8.5, maybe 10-minute mark going in for the push itself. It really depends if Stephano is able to actually hold off this push itself. They are trying to get this debris up, and so far no real droning up by Stephano. Stephano's just busy getting his economy up. That's all he's really interested in. We do have the roach worm, so we should have a couple of roaches as well coming online. I don't know if actually that is his main intent, to get those as many roaches as possible, though I do believe he's just going to be placing a few. We do have that Guile reconstruction and that metabolic boost nearly complete as well. Debris is going to drop anytime soon. And so far this is it for Stephano itself. 6 roaches, so that should be pretty much decent in terms of putting up with any small push coming in from WhiteRa. But WhiteRa is really going on more gateways. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways, and we do have the 6th one down here, and he is taking care of the destructible debris, so he is planning to move on to his 3rd. As you can see, he is already starting up his 3rd nexus as well. So so far so good. We do have the 10 roaches being completed, and they are starting to move out, so they are starting to move out towards WhiteRa. But what Stephano doesn't know, that WhiteRa is already preparing a push of his own, so I do believe these units should be pretty much ready for Stephano's arrival, though. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see exactly where these roaches are going to be sent. They are going to be sent to the actual 3rd base, where those units still aren't. Of course, the probe drops, and that nexus is going to be having some initial damage itself. I do believe that he should be sending in those reinforcements as well, but once he spots these roaches, there should be a retreat, and this nexus should be cancelled, though. More warp pits coming in because of the pylon itself. More sentries they should be placing down those force fields once they do see those roaches, and Stephano deciding now he's going to go in for the wall itself. He's going to be taking down the forge. Unfortunately, if he does take down the forge, he's going to lose his research. Very nice force fields placed down. He should have continued to place down the force fields to prevent the roaches from moving forward. Here come the roaches. Are any more units coming in from more force fields placed down? Really badly placed down force fields, completely useless. These sentries are being surrounded by the roaches themselves, as the roaches are pretty effective close range. Stalker drops, the rest of the sentry drops, 2nd sentry drops, last sentry left, and he's going to be able to drop the rest of the units. Zealots are going to go down, and these really photon cannons are really not going to do much good, especially with this many roaches themselves. And I do believe this is it for WhiteRa. He's really not prepared for it. There's so many roaches from Stephano, and WhiteRa calls it a good game. And this is it for game 1 between WhiteRa and Stephano. Well, happy gaming, and see you guys in game 2. Bye.